So welcome everyone to the pre-race show from round 5 of PAFR Season 5 for the British Grand Prix. Today we are at Silverstone, of course, the main track F1 has been racing at Great Britain. So we are now gonna go out on a slow lap around Silverstone to recognize the track. So we're coming now into the final chicane to start the lap. As you can see, we're going into the main, not a long one, and not really a one you can think about overtaking, into this really fast turn 1, then fast left into turn 2 and turn 3. Going down into third gear in here, place where, well, you can think about a dive one, but it's maybe not the most recommendable unless you have a big pace advantage in the car ahead, or if you are really close, it's not going to be a risky move. Here is the first DRS zone, for the first possible place to realistically go for an overtake. It's not a big one, but not a big DRS zone, but it's still very factible to try and go overtake here. Then we have this straight in the end of the Cops corner, of course, the place where Verstappen and Hamilton crashed in 2021. Maybe not the best place to overtake as we saw on that F1 year. Now going into Maggots and Beckett's, try to get the best exit possible into the second and last DRS zone, which I think it's a much better overtaking opportunity than the first one. We will try to get all the slipstream and DRS and driver ahead to get past on this corner, or try to at least make it side by side. They maybe try and attack on the final corner, where it's not that hard for two cars to go side by side. They leave enough room to each other. And then once again coming into the exit and into the line, and that is a lap around the Silverstone track. So now I'm gonna go into the lobby for the race itself and try and host some pre-race interviews on the remaining 13 minutes till the race starts. Hello? Can you hear me? Hello, I cannot hear you. So seems like there will not be pre-race interviews, so maybe for the next time. But we are getting ready to start in around 3 minutes the main event. So welcome everyone back to PAFR Season 5. Today we are here at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix, round 5 of new PAFR season on F1 22. First season, of course, on the new game. Full grid, 20 drivers today to race on the most classic track of all F1 history, or well, the track where all started there in 1000, I'm sorry, on the 50s. That's easier for me to say it. On the 50s, the first ever F1 race held here at Silverstone there in the 50s. And of course the track has been evolving during the time, and well, we are gonna go now into the qualifying itself. Of course, we come from that really crazy race from last weekend at Spain with changing conditions, with a race win decided on the final lap of the race. If I'm not wrong, it was Bibi who was on fresher tires attacking Paco, if I'm not wrong, on older tires, and Paco made a little slide which opened the door for Bibi on the final sector to take the lead of the race on the final lap and take his first win of the season. But today we will see what the story will be. It's dry conditions, at least for qualifying. On the race we will see, but that race was definitely the best of the season till this point. Changing conditions, split strategies, with a lot of questions of what will happen next, and at the end, if I'm not wrong, it was Bibi who took the win at that really crazy race. Now a lot of people already on their outlaps. The man that's gonna start his first flying lap, it's gonna be the Alfa Romeo, if I'm not wrong, of Weird. So I'm gonna go on with Weird, and he's also already gone wide into turn 1. So it's a lap that's not really gonna count, but still, it's not that he has lost that much of time, but lap is definitely not gonna be a good one. Goes a bit wide into the exit of the corner, now coming into the end of sector 1, breaking in the 50-meter board. It's at 27.9. Once again goes really deep and wide. Deep once again, a terrible lap there by the Alfa Romeo driver. Now going up on gears, coming into Cop's corner, and goes wide again, and this time he's gonna invalidate. So I guess it's maybe a really understeery setup, because we've already seen him gone wide 3 times. Turn 1, then on the exit of the final corner of sector 1, and at the end went wide on Cops and ended up invalidating his lap. We're gonna go onward now with Pantera, who is the winner of round 3, the Portuguese Grand Prix. Coming into sector 3, into the final braking after the last DRS and down into 5th gear. Abelsuk is the driver that sets a lap first at 28.2. Now coming into the final chicane comes Face Pantera, and up into 5th gear. Really quickly 6th gear into the exit of the final corner is gonna be P3 for Face Pantera, 28.1. I guess it was a bad lap, or simply he doesn't have the pace. He's been really irregular on all the season. He's been with a lot of up and downs in some races. He did a terrible job, was spinning all the time. Then in others, like Portimao, had a really strong pace and won the race. So yeah, he hasn't been consistent at all in the season. His results have been very irregular, but still a long season to go. We will see how this season ends for Face Pantera, a man that knows how to win a race, but also is lacking a lot of consistency, or at least that's what he has demonstrated on this first part of the season. Muffin and Paco once again, as they already have us used to, on the lead of the classification, almost with the same time. Only around 60,000 separate the top 2, but not anymore. It's now Mirismela, the other man that also has us used to seeing him at the front, takes P1, provisional pole, but still with more than 12 minutes to go, 27.3. Let's see what BB can do. No, but he is coming into the pit lane. So checking back, I'm not really too sure if BB won the race, but not because he didn't do on track, but maybe there was a steward decision or something that I don't know about. But I guess that's maybe not the moment to talk about it, but I'm gonna do a quick check on that on the race. I don't remember, I'm 99% sure he was the one that won on track, but then I think there was also some issue with cutting the pit lane entry, so I'm not sure if some of that gave him a penalty. But in any case, I'm gonna go and look how the race finished on track. Meanwhile, we see BB exactly on track, on an out lap. So yeah, just checked past 3 minutes. It was BB who won on track and Paco who took second place of the race. But then I'm not really sure if there was any steward decision due to maybe cutting the pit entry line and ended up demoting him from the win of the race. I'm not really sure, but it would definitely be a shame because he did an excellent job on all that crazy race that of course was a really fun one to watch, as I've already said it, but well, the result may have been affected later, I'm not too sure. But well, doesn't take away the great battle and show we got on track. But I think that's a theme of conversation for other moment. We will now focus on the remaining of this qualifying itself. So we are on board now with BB on what's gonna be his first or maybe his second try to set a lap. I think possibly his second try to set a lap, but he wasn't able to set one before. Coming out of the exit of Lawfield, now gonna come into Cop's corner. And he's gonna stay in at the 8 here, now goes down into 7s and goes off the road, but slows down enough to not get the lap taken off. And now coming into the final sector, taking a bit of the outside curve there into the exit of this corner. Coming into the final chicane, is gonna go third gear for the first one now. He is gonna stay on third gear for the next one, quickly up into fourth gear. Fifth gear, not cutting too much the inside of the next corner, final corner, and it's gonna be P4 for BB. It's a 27.8. Far from the leaders, from the top 3, he's around 4 tenths, 5 tenths behind, of course, the top 3, but he is in a solid P4, but at the moment not really have demonstrated the pace to fight with the top guys today, which seem to be these 3. But of course the race is a different story. There's still a long way to go on this race weekend. Muffin now sets the fastest lap of the session with a 1:27.1. Atomkev's now done a really good lap, putting himself once again up into P5. I remember him doing a really good job at Spain last weekend. This weekend he's also doing a really good job on Britain. Till what it's going now, of course, there's still 7 minutes to go. And now Mirismela retakes the lead but only by 38 thousandths of a second ahead of Muffin in second place. Paco is gonna have to do a good lap to match the top two if he wants to keep this challenge up for pole position. And here comes Evelsuk and takes P5. Good lap there by the Haas driver. I think he didn't have a good race at all last weekend today. Showing really solid pace on, if I'm not wrong, what it's his home track. Yes, it is. Showing really good pace, qualifying pace at least, at his home race, which is nice to see. Arin on P10 right now, still hasn't been able to find the pace, maybe the pace he had on F1 2021. Usually maybe a bit higher on the grid, maybe around top 5 sometimes, or a bit better, but in this game he's usually been around P10 or those places, not been able really to make it any ahead on the classification. Going now onward with Womax, who is currently on P15. He is possibly finishing his lap. Yes, he is, and is coming into the line. And it's gonna be, he improves 31 thousandths of a second. That is definitely not gonna make him up any place on the classification. Going onboard now with Freestyler, who, well, have done some good races, though I think this season I haven't paid much attention to him. But we are now going to go on a lap with him, coming into the end of Sector 1, and it's 37 thousandths improving. By now it's not on a good moment right now in qualifying. He is down in P14, but of course he is currently on a lap to try and change that. Coming to the exit of Luffield, now gonna come into Cops, trying to go all the way into the inside there in the straight. Quickly down into 7th gear, but quickly up once again into 8th gear, and he's gonna invalidate. Too much speed into Cops corner, and now lap is off for Freestyler there. Urbina also has his lap invalidated. Ben is currently started no, I think he's just finished his flying lap. He's put himself up into P15. Windstorm Orwell coming into the end of his lap, driving the Alpine there. Currently P17, can he improve that into the line? And it's big improvement there from P17 to P8, 28.1, and almost matching the Face Pantera's early lap time. Just around 40 thousandths lower than him. And Paco is now on a flying lap, so he is trying to chase the front two. Coming to the exit of Luffield, we will have to see. Hopefully won't go wide coming into Cobbs. He is going to go all the way by the outside and quickly down into 7th gear. And he's got really good traction to get out of the corner without going wide at all. Coming into Magnussen back at 7th gear, quickly down into 6th gear, now down into 5th gear for the next corner for the exit. Quickly up into 6th gear, and it's improving 92 thousandths. Yeah, definitely improving his time, but not enough to challenge still the top two. He is still 3 tenths behind, with 92 thousandths faster from from his lap right now. He is not gonna be catching, but of course he has the final sector to try to improve. If he does a mega final sector, then he might have a chance. Comes into a line and it's proves 1/10 at the end. It's a 127.3, but not enough to challenge Mello and Muffin for pole position, at least at the moment, and I think he's actually not gonna have any more time. Yeah, that's the end of qualifying for Paco, because time is less than 3 minutes, less than 2.5 minutes actually. So, well, while he comes back into the pit lane and comes out now impossible, he's definitely not gonna have any more time. So that was his final run. Paco is out of contention for pole position. There is a Mercedes spin that is Aton Kev off the roads. He's looking for the correct moment to rejoin the track safely, and he does so. Mello and Muffin now on an outlap. These two are the ones that are gonna be battling for pole position today. I'm sorry for that. But we keep going now. Evil is about to start also. No, he is on a flying lap, but he has invalidated it. But he will have to stay out and do a final run, because if he pits, he's definitely not going to have any more time. He chose to be running out of fuel, but it's worth giving it a chance. It's better than not having a chance at all. Which would be if he would have pitted, then the chances would be absolutely over for him. Now he just has to hope the fuel won't run out of the start, but actually now it shows like he is not lacking fuel, so maybe it was just something, a moment of the game, or I don't know. But Ben has retired from the session, but he's down in P16. That's been done in the pit lane in a safe way. BB is coming now to start his lap. Mello still on a warm-up lap, and Muffin, I think, has already started his final flying lap, so we are gonna have to go on board with one of the men challenging for pole position today. 35 thousandths per sector if he wants to secure that pole position. It's almost matching his previous time, but of course, well, no, he is actually not on the man on P1. He is the one that's challenging to take that P1 by a couple of thousandths of a second. So he is definitely going to need to improve his previous lap if he wants to challenge a chance on a pole position. $94 thousandths faster in sector 2. That is going to be enough for him to take provisional pole. Of course, if Mello doesn't improve, Mello is actually in sector 1 is not improving as well. It's not improving in sector 1, but we will have to see on the next two sectors. Here comes Muffin into the line, and can he take P1 on the grid? And yes, he does. Improves 1/10, and it's a 27.0 for Muffin. But still, Mello is on a lap, and this is gonna be really exciting to see who is gonna be taking pole position today. Is it gonna be Muffin? Is it gonna be Mello? Mello needs to improve 1/10 to take away that pole position from Muffin, but he's been blocked now by an AlphaTauri. He's been blocked there massively by an AlphaTauri, but he's still improving a bit. He's improving 82 thousandths of a second, but that is not gonna be enough. I think BB got really close to taking pole as well. I wasn't expecting that. It's a 27.0, just 50 thousandths, half attempts lower than Muffin there. And Mello has been massively blocked there by an AlphaTauri, and he comes into a line and is actually unable to take pole position, and possibly, yeah, definitely blame on that AlphaTauri. Maybe if it wasn't by that, he would have taken that pole position, because, yeah, that AlphaTauri was massively blocking him through all the end of sector 2 and through all sector 3. So it's gonna be Muffin who will take pole position today, but I think there's gonna be some polemic in the chat due to that. AlphaTauri there blocking. But as you can see, it looks like it's gonna be a really close race once again. You can see the top three are separated by less than a tenth. I'm sorry. And then, well, Paco's only 2 tenths behind. He missed a final run. Pantera is not far behind as well. So at least I think we may have 5 people in the battle for this race. Evilsook is a bit much more far behind with 8 tenths behind Muffin and 5 tenths behind Pantera. So yeah, it might be a battle for the win between the top 5 in qualifying. We will now be waiting for the drivers to prepare their strategies, their fuel on the car and all that. So yeah, little break in here while we wait. I guess formation lab, I'm not sure if it's on or off, or is it on broadcast. Maybe it is on broadcast. If it's on broadcast, I would really prefer not having it at all, as I think it doesn't really make anything, but of course it's a decision of the league owner, so that's just my personal opinion. But we will check now in the strategies, and I think it's kind of the strategy for most tracks on this game now that the tires degrade much faster than on the previous game. Medium hard, hard medium, and yeah, definitely not softs unless there's a late safety car. So we have most people on the medium set of tires except Paco, who is trying to start on the hards, but now Mirismel is also switching to hards. Then we have Womax, Big Boy and Arin also on hards, but they starting from P12, 13 and 14th on the grid. And finally Angel on P18 and Weird on P20 on hards. So from the front runners, it's only at the moment Bibi, Mirismala and Paco who have opted for the hard set of tires. Not sure if Muffin is gonna do the same. Now Muffin has switched into hearts as well, so strategy is getting not that not much of alternative strategies from the front runners. We have Pantera on the mediums, but it's not that easy to overtake. There's not really a big advantage enough to overtake if there's a train, so I'm not expecting Pantera to take the lead, unless he wasn't soft, of course, but softs won't last for long. So mostly, well, the front top 4 on hards, then the next till P11 on mediums, but now Winston Oval has changed to hards as well. Mostly split strategies between all the grids, almost half on hards I think, half on mediums, but from the front runners it's most of them on hard. The top 5 are now on hard tires. And we are about to start the British Grand Prix. Lights are about to come out, or maybe we have the broadcast formation lap.
Here we go then, and we're off for the formation lap here at Silverstone, dubbed the home of British motor racing. Now, while the layout of this circuit has changed on numerous occasions, the spirit of the track that hosted the very first Formula One World Championship Grand Prix still very much prevails. We're almost ready to start the race as the cars take their positions on the grid, with the drivers and teams making their final preparations.
And yeah, it was broadcast formation lap. Muffin is coming into a line to take his spot on the grid. Everyone else is doing the same, and we are about to get started with the British Grand Prix. Will we have changing conditions between the race? Well, you never know with this game. It looks really sunny now, but you never know when the rain might start coming, or if it will be just a full dry race. Drivers taking their spots on the grid, and we are gonna get started with the British Grand Prix. Who is gonna get the better start? 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. It's lights out and away we go, and Muffin has got a not good start, I think. No, he actually has got a good start. It's Mirismela who's got a better start than Bibi, and actually Mirismela is on mediums. At the end he switched to medium tires. Cool Guy is also, I guess, on medium tires. I'm gonna check that really quickly. Yeah, Cool Guy on mediums as well. Has made it up already into P3 of the race. Almost. Oh, and there's a big contact there. Big contact. Cool Guy is out of the race. Cool Guy is out of the race. He tagged with someone. I think it was with Mirismela. But somehow Cool Guy's tire blew off there. And we have already our first retirement of the race. Massive disaster there on the start of the Grand Prix. Muffin leads, followed by BB, then followed by Face Pantera, then comes Atom Kev and Euge. Euge now trying to send an attack on Atom Kev. It was a terrible disaster there for Paco and Mirismela, two of the candidates to challenge for this win of the race. And Cool Guy, who got a very good start, it's quickly off of the race due to an attack there with Mirismela. Muffin leads the race, 4 tenths ahead of Bibi, then comes Face Pantera on P3. But it's really sad to see two of our candidates being thrown out just on lap 1. Of course they are still on the race, but they are gonna have to charge through the field now. We have Muffin leading, who is now gonna be attacked by Bibi, and then Face Pantera is also holding the train till now. Atom Kev making it up into P4, then Euge on P5, Freestyler on P6, Big Boy on P7. Cool Guy has left the session, and yeah, it was a bad moment for him there. Here comes Ben trying to attack Urbina on the faster compound of tires. Evilsuit trying to go for a move on Big Boy there, but not enough speed to try and go for a dive at the corner there at the end of Sector 1. On board with Evilsuit. Now on this lift trim, but not enough close to try and go for a move before Cobb. So he might have to wait for the DRS, as Big Boy is out of Freestyler DRS. Leads the pack, followed by BB, then oh, and there's a spinner by Pantera. Pantera spins, that's what I was talking about. He might be fast, but still he's lacking a lot of consistency. Now has fallen down into P14 of the race, P15 of the race behind his teammate Arin. Arin is also has not got a good start of this race, down in P14 of the race. Not sure what place he did, so I'm gonna go with changes now. There is a yellow flag. No, actually Aaron has made a place. I'm sorry, he didn't lose a place. He actually made a place. Because Mirismela is the man that has lost the most positions, 15 positions in total on this race. And look at Freestyler, he's made up 11 places in less than 3 laps. Mega job there by Freestyler this first 2 laps of the race. Already up into P5 and on the train with Euge and Atom Kev. Atom Kev has already lost the DRS to Muffin and BB. So it's now just a 2-man battle for the lead of the race. Muffin versus BB. Who will come ahead? Muffin first started on pole position, but BB was just really close. Like half a tenth behind him in qualifying, so it's expected to be a close battle between these two for the rest of the race. BB now, if he lost that race last week and due to a penalty, now is his chance to look for redemption and try to win this one. Both leaders have already made a 2-second gap on Atom Kev and the rest of the pack. Elch trying to attack the Mercedes driver, but he has much more ERS than him. But seems that Elch might have the pace advantage on the Mercedes driver. There, oh, and Elch makes a little slider, and that's allowing Freestyler to go ahead. Now it's 12 places made up by Freestyler from the start of the race. Still on DRS range with Atom Kev, and he is now going to be looking for a move here. Definitely driver of the day at the moment, no doubt of it. Freestyler, 12 places in 3 laps. And now already looking, aiming to take that podium spot away from Atom Kev. Midas Mel's coming into the pit lane. He had another accident there. Muffin leads, then followed by Divi, then comes Atom Kev, then comes Freestyler, then comes Elch, then comes Evil Suit, 1.2 behind Elch. It's a good race for the Haas team, I have to say. Good race for Mercedes as well. They're up in the top places of this race. Well, Alpine only has Divi there ahead, and also Aston Martin only has Muffin ahead there. Cool guy is out of the race. And here comes Bibi on this slipstream of Muffin, and they're making almost a second a lap, I think, on the guys behind. If I'm not wrong, it was 2-second gap last lap. Now it's 3.5 between the leaders and Atom Kev, so maybe even 1.5 seconds a lap. Faster than man on P3, who is having a really hard time there. He's still losing more and more time. Not sure if he has any damage to the car maybe, but he is defending good. His third place of the race from Freestyler, that's now looking into taking that podium position that we will see if he is able or not to hold to the end of the race. But he is now trying to attack Atom Kev as hard as he can. Meanwhile, Face Pantera trying to make his way through after that spinner, trying to fight it back. He's currently on P13, trying to attack now Juventino. Juventino is trying to get DRS with the train ahead of him. If he does, then it's gonna be much more difficult for Pantera to try and go for a move on him. And he's done now. He is 9-10 behind, but he's lost it again. He's lost it again, so it definitely is Pantera's chance to go for an overtake on Juventino here on the final DRS straight. Oh, and there's a spinner there. There's a spinner there from Weirdness off the road. Freestyler also making a move here on Atom Kevin. He finally gets it done. Finally gets the move done and takes P3 of the race. Now 5.3 behind. With 13 places made up in total by Freestyler at the moment. But well, realistically talking, I think it's all that what he can do, as the top two are in a totally different league on this race. And Weird is retired in the pit lane after that spinner on the exit of Maggots and Beckett. Comes able to get the back of Elch. Elch does have DRS to defend. It's still a 4-car train here battling for P3. Atom Kev has not lost DRS with Freestyler here. Face Pantera finally did make the move. It's a move that was obviously was gonna get done. And now he's gonna try and chase Womack for P10 to try and put himself back into point positions. Meanwhile, Mid is now 28 seconds behind. And well, now it's where you start thinking about, I think he was the one that was blocked. Yeah, he was the one that was blocked by the AlphaTauri. How many things not being blocked by the Alpha, how things could have been way different if he wasn't blocked by that AlphaTauri in qualifying, but it is what it is, it happens. It's definitely wasn't on purpose at all what the AlphaTauri was doing there, but still really unfortunate for Midas Mela that was taking away the chance of challenging for pole position. At least that's what I saw while streaming, so now down in P18, 26 seconds behind. Man in P17, which is an AlphaTauri. I'm not sure who of the two AlphaTauri was it that blocked him, if it was Womax or Angel, but Well, it is what it is. Still a long way to go, and you never know when a safety car might come out. Paco is also trying to make his way through the field, currently on P12. Next target is going to be Juventino 2.5 ahead. Still has a long way to go to try and make up some places on this race to try and maybe fight for a top 5 finish at least. Atomkev's now lost the place against Elge, and the freestyler is now alone. He doesn't have anyone on his DRS. There's a spinner there by an Alpine, that is Winston Orwell off in Sector 1. That's also Magnum Gelato off in Sector 1, and that is going to allow Angel to take 2 places there. Maybe. And here comes BB on Muffin. Is he going to try and go for the move now? He is thinking about the move now, coming in on this lifter of Muffin. Goes down the inside and gets the move done. Race has new leader on lap 7, and it's BB who takes the lead of the race. But this battle is far from over yet. Of course, Muffin will have chance to fight it back in the next laps. Both have very similar pace to each other, but BB has decided to go for the move. And now is the man leading this race. Yellow flag, that is Magnum off on Maggots and Beckett. Elch quickly trying to chase back DRS from Freestyler, but unable to do it. Freestyler though has more ERS to defend against Elch. Elch is trying to use almost all of his ERS, but he's made it back into DRS at least for a moment. We'll have to see if he managed to keep it into the actual DRS zone, but it looks like he might not be able, or maybe yes. Yes, at the moment he is getting back the DRS on Freestyler, 8 tenths behind. Now the one that's losing DRS is Atomkev, and now once again recovers it, but now loses it again. Now is close to recovering it again, and looks like these two both are gonna have DRS. They've closed the gap to each other. There's yellow flag, that's a McLaren in at the exit of Laffield. It's Elch who has made it back into DRS of Freestar. Now Atomkev, who might have made a mistake there and has almost lost DRS once again. Now 1 second behind, 9 tenths behind, but 8 tenths behind, so he is chasing after that DRS once again, and now it's Elch the one that is losing DRS against Freestyler. Is he gonna have actually DRS or not? He is 1 second behind, but now he is less than a second. But was it on the detection point or not? Yes, it was. He will manage to take DRS at the end, and Atomkev will have DRS as well. Ebelsuk is not far from this. He's just 1.1 behind Atomkev, and also he carries Urbina on that slipstream and DRS. And here comes Muffin trying to go for a move on BB, and he does. Once again, Muffin retakes the lead of the race. Not on a DRS zone, so GG's there to Muffin. But now BB is really close to his back to the exit of Maggots and Beckett's into last DRS zone. He should be getting past him once again. I think, yeah, Muffin's not even trying to defend this one. He knows he is a lost battle, and there goes BB. Once again retakes the lead of the race from Muffin that he had lost on this same lap. BB leads, Muffin in second place. This battle is getting really excited there at the front. Urbina's got past Ebelsuk, and now it's a 5-6 for Mercedes. And now Ebelsuk is coming into the pit lane. Ebelsuk is coming into the pit lane. He was on the medium set of tires. He is now going to switch into the hards to go to the end of the race. Have to remember also Freestaller, Elch, Atomkev are on the mediums. Urbina is on the hard, so maybe Urbina is actually in a better position to attack for a podium here even than Freestaller, but we will have to see. Of course, there's still a long way to go, a lot of laps remaining on this race, but it's 7.8 the gap between Freestyler and the top two. Top two, as I said before, on a league of their own, don't have to worry about anyone else apart from each other. And FaZe Pantera has made a really good fight, but he's already up on P7 of this race. Paco is on P9. Now chasing for Big Boy for P8, so it's been a really good fight about race for FaZe Pantera, and Paco can't say the same about Miris Melo, unfortunately, who had, I think, another incident. Yeah, he had another incident, a part of the lap 1 incident, and he is now down in P17. Had to make another extra, he had to make his early stop there, and well, is now far behind from the battle for the race. But if there's a safety car, he will catch back for sure. Here comes Paco, 1.6 behind Big Boy. Big Boy trying his best to stay on Pantera's DRS, but I think he is gonna lose it now. Paco is getting really close to Big Boy's DRS. Less than a lap, he should be there maybe. Oh, and BB's now pulled the gap on Muffin. It's 1.3 now that separates the top two. BB's been pushing his CRS, Muffin's right as well, but Muffin is now out of ERS. BB is with 45% DRS. So now can Muffin try and get back the DRS from BB, or is that the moment the race was done and over? 1.5 separates, the gap keeps increasing. Might BB have this race under control at this point? Of course, we have the pit stops coming really soon from this team, which may change absolutely everything, but by now it's BB who shows a dominant moment for the first time on this race. Maybe does Muffin even have any damage to the car? Because the time he is losing against BB is big. It's very big to lose of time there. Atom kept making his stop. He was on the medium set of tires. He's gonna go for the hardest to the end of the race, and now we will see where he will come compared to Elge and Freestyle when they have to pit. Meanwhile, BB keeps pulling away on the lead of the race, but now Muffin has managed to stay into that 1.7 second gap on him. Ben gets a 5-second penalty for spitting in the pit lane. On board with Elge, 5 tenths behind Freestyler, and trying to look for a move, maybe, or maybe just keep the pace to not be undercut by Atom Kev, who is currently down in P14 of the race, now behind Ebel Souk, 1.2 seconds behind Ebel Souk. They're gonna be fighting for place there. Ebel Souk almost 10 seconds behind Angel. So here comes Elge down the inside and gets the move done on Freestyle. No, actually Freestyler has pitted, I'm sorry, he didn't make the move. It's Freestyler who has gone for his stop. Hard tire still the end of the race, and Elge is now gonna try to overcut him. Will it work though? And here comes FaZe Pantera on his fight back still. Now at the back of Herbina. Herbina gets a bad slide in there that is gonna leave him no chance to defend against FaZe Pantera, who is now coming down the inside and will be taking, actually Herbina is fighting this one, but not anymore. FaZe Pantera at the end ends up taking the place into P4 and is now 3.2 behind Elge. Paco is also coming really fast. and we will have him at the back of Arena soon, I guess. Now Face Pantera is 3.3 behind Ouch. He's his next victim to chase. And yeah, it didn't take long for Face Pantera and Paco to make it their charge through the field back into the top places. As I said, Midas Mela can't say that. He has had a terrible race. Urbina trying to fight back Face Pantera there, but Face Pantera defends it really well. Who is now 2.9 behind Ouch. But Ouch is now pitting, and we have to see where will he come out compared to Atom Kev and Freestyler. Actually, Freestyler has got a mega jump there because he is now 5 seconds ahead of Atom Kev in P12 of this race. Paco is also pitting. He's gone for a really early stop. He's going for medium tires to the end of the race, so it's half on hard, half on medium strategy for Paco there. And Paco will be coming out on P12 of this race. No, P13. He's been jumped already by Atom Kevin Evelsu. Elge has come out ahead of Freestyler, so you can see the overcuts actually been working really good. But now Freestyler on warmer tires is gonna be getting easily past Elge on the end of Sector 1, and yeah, gets the move done on him. But Elge will have now 1 lap pressure tires for the rest of the race. Atom Kevi is out of this battle. He was, of course, mixing the battle between Elge and Freestyler, but now he is not anymore. There is a yellow flag, and I guess that is Magnum Gelato in Sector 1. Oh, and Face Pantera and Urbina both pit, and I think Urbina hits Pantera from the back, but any penalty for spitting in the pit lane. So Pantera now wants to cover maybe Paco's undercut. Paco currently on P14 and on 1.2 behind Atom Kev. He's trying to close the gap, trying to make that undercut work. And it's Face Pantera who is ahead of Urbina on the exit of the pit lane, but now they're gonna be jumped by Arin, who still is to make his stop. Also Angel, who still is to make his stop. And are they gonna come ahead of Freestyler? No, they won't. There goes Freestyler, and now go ahead. But now it's Face Pantera on fresh medium tires behind the hard runners. And yeah, he's definitely gonna be looking and chasing them to take the podium away from these guys. Ebelsuk, they're making a move on Urbina, and Ebelsuk. Oh, and there's a spinner there. There's Spina's off. Urbina's off. Urbina is off there. Really unfortunate as he came on fresh medium tires. He was gonna come for a good ending of the race. Now both leaders pit, BB and Muffin. BB goes for mediums, of course. Muffin will go for mediums as well. But now I've seen the gap has grown from BB to Muffin. It's now 3-second gap. Are they now gonna lose the lead of the race to Womack? Possibly yes. Yes, it's now Womack who leads the race. And it's BB who has come out ahead of Juventino. So what is once again... No, I'm sorry. It's BB now at the back of Womack there. Muffin 3 seconds behind. He lost all of his space on this second part of the race against BB, who's done a mega job there ahead. And BB easily retakes the lead of the race. Juventino's also got past Womack's, and 3 seconds behind comes Muffin. That's gonna be quickly charging to try and get past these guys, Juventino and Womack's, for retaking P2 of the race. Meanwhile, Face Pantera and Paco getting close to each other. This is an important battle because both should be close on pace. It's gonna be the battle for podium possibly for the rest of this race, as I really don't see Edge holding Pantera for long here, especially when they come on the faster tires. Here comes Pantera on the DRS slipstream of Edge, but Edge also has Freestyler's DRS to defend against Face Pantera. This might also help Paco to close the gap. If Pantera is unable to overtake, then Paco will be closing the gap to make it into DRS of Face Pantera. Oh, and now Elf goes really deep there, and there goes Pantera, makes the move. Nice and clean, and Edge on much better traction. And here comes Paco behind as well. Paco now on P8 and is on DRS. Paco's got Edge DRS and is now on the same frame as Face Pantera. Face Pantera next target is gonna be Freestyler. That even though with the great fight back he did on the first lap, seems like he's gonna end up losing the podium against this guy. Face Pantera is looking for a move there down the inside, but actually Freestyler is going defensive there, and Freestyler is gonna hold Face Pantera there. But you know, oh, contact between the two of them, but Face Pantera managed not to spin there. It's Paco now who gets past Edge, and now it's Paco just at the back of Face Pantera, exactly what Face Pantera didn't want. It's his real rival for the podium. If we talk in terms of pace, it was gonna be the battle between these two. Meanwhile, Muffin is getting past Womack and retakes second of the race. Womack still standing his stop. Face Pantera now on this slipstream of Freestyler is there. This time anything Freestyler can do against him, seems like he can. They almost bang wheels there into the end of sector, into the end of the second DRS straight, but it's now finally Face Pantera who has taken P4 of Freestyler and virtually third of the race, because Womack and Angel, the AlphaTauri driver, still have to make their stop. But actually Freestyler has not lost the DRS against Pantera. If Paco gets past Freestyler soon, then it's gonna be a battle on track between Pantera and Paco without need of one of them to chase for the DRS of the other. They will directly be on DRS of each other. And look at the gap now from the leaders. BB 4.8 ahead of Muffin. This battle was close on the first stages of the race, but now BB found a massive pace compared to Muffin on the second, from a bit before, from the second half of the race. And now look at the gap, 4.8 seconds, close to being 5 seconds ahead of Muffin. And here comes Paco on Freestyler. Can he get the move done on the Haas driver? And yes, it's gonna be an easy one actually for Paco. Easy move for Paco there, and now sits on the DRS of Face Pantera. And we have open battle for podium here between Pantera and Paco till the end of the race. Who of these two is gonna be taking that last spot to complete the podium? If one of they do, if there's no any incident or any weird stuff that can happen later. So now everyone has made their stop on this race except Eckert, who is the only one that's still missing to do one stop on this race. Currently sitting on P3 of the race. And he's now gonna be catched by Face Pantera. I have to say, to this point, it's been a really enjoyable race to watch. Maybe it's not been a crazy race, but it's been really nice to see all the fight back, for example, from Face Pantera and Paco. Nice overtakes, nice battles. Nice battle for the win till it lasted. And now we have battle for the podium. It's Paco on Face Pantera's DRS, but also Face Pantera does Echo ahead of him. Angel ahead of him. And well, the question is, will now he pit or will he stay out? No, he is coming into the podium, so he is leaving there the room for Pantera and Pac to fight each other on their own. Freestyler is about to lose DRS with this too, and yes he does now. So it's now a lonely battle for Pantera and Paco, no one to bother them for P3 of this race. There's a yellow flag, there is Orwell off at Cops. Gets a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. And Vivi leads the race, 4.7 ahead of Muffin, behind Face Pantera 15 seconds behind Muffin. And now being attacked by Paco for that P3 of the race. Face Pantera has almost full ERS, meanwhile Paco has only 35. So on ERS, Pantera has the advantage, but maybe on pace, Paco has the pace advantage, I don't know. We will see in the remaining laps. Bibi leads the race 5 seconds ahead of Muffin. Then comes Face Pantera, 15 seconds behind. Paco, 4 seconds behind Face Pantera, and still not going for an attack on him. He will take his time there to prepare the overtake. Yellow flag on sector. Oh, and someone went up there. Oh no, it was Orwell. I'm sorry, it was Orwell leaving. The drivers go through. So 5 laps to go on this race. Bibi keeps leading. Now the race getting a bit calm. Now the action I think stopped for a moment, but they will still be preparing to be back with it in the next coming laps, because the battle for the podium is still open. The battle for the win has already been decided, unless something weird happens. Bibi is gonna be taking victory today at Silverstone. But of course you never know. Paco at the back of Face Pantera has been saving some of his ERS. From what was 35, it's now 60% ERS for Paco. So both of these drivers are gonna have full ERS, maybe, or almost full ERS for the final lap of the race if they keep it this way. It's gonna be interesting to see who is gonna be the man finishing on the last podium position. Yellow flag, and that is Atom Kev. Atom Kev off at Laffield exit. Down into P9. But he has a very big gap compared to Big Boy. Well, it's not a big gap now, it's 8 seconds due to that spinner. Not much to watch right now, to be honest, apart from the battle for podium, but drivers are still just saving their ERS, are not really trying to go for a fight on track at this point. Apart from that, most people is out of DRS. Elch has a battle here against Freestyler for P5 of the race, but Freestyler has a penalty, so it's Elch who anyway. And we have Urbina, who even after the spinner has done a good job to stay there on P7, not that far behind from Freestyler and Elch. There comes Evilsuit on P8. There comes Atom Kev on his slipstream, but with the penalty as well. Evilsuit is still going to be finishing this race ahead of him. So possibly a P9 finish for Atom Kev. Big Boy is completing the points today. Yeah, race not looking really exciting at the moment. We will still now be coming to the final 3 laps of the race. Here comes Muffin into the final chicane to start lap 24, which will be 3 laps to go on this race. And here comes Juventino and Arin trying to get past him, maybe at Cops. No, backs off. Arin gets a penalty there for multiple warnings. Juventino is now going through Maggots and Beckett, 6 lap old softs, Arin on 7 lap old mediums, but of course the softs die soon in this game. Oh, and Ari's made a mistake. Ari's made a mistake and has gone deep. Kind of the Carlos Sainz mistake we saw in real life. And that's actually costing more than a place. He's been overtaken by Angel as well. Arin on a not good day for him at all, sitting there on P14 of this race. Winston Orwell has retired in the pit lane. We definitely, I think, whatever happens, we are not gonna get a safety car at all because it's already lap 24 of the race. No way a safety car comes out with 2 laps to go. BB leads, followed by Muffin, followed by Face Pantera, followed by Paco, who now has only 2 laps apart from this one to get oh wait, I'm sorry, I think I made a mistake there. It's now 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go. And Paco's now got the move done. Paco's got the move done on Face Pantera, but Face Pantera is trying to fight it back. He's fighting it back on Paco, who is gonna actually be ahead of Face Pantera, trying to go all the way by the outside, but there's not enough room. It's Paco now who's taken P3 of the race, but now with 2 laps to go. Gonna face Pantera with better ERS, trying to fight the back for the place. This is gonna be an exciting battle till the end. We are gonna follow this too. Here comes Face Pantera on this slipstream of Paco. 83% ERS. Paco has 57% ERS. Around 25% ERS difference between these two. Here comes Face Pantera on the slipstream of Paco. He is not looking for a move right now, but he might be looking for it on next DRS zone, or maybe he is saving all of CRS for the final lap. Here comes Face Pantera on the back of Paco. Now is he gonna go for a move here, or is he gonna wait for the final lap? He seems to have the pace to stay with him through a lap with Paco. And now Paco's got a bit of an advantage there, a 5-10 advantage on him. Lap 26, final lap of the race, has already been started by BB. BB is gonna take a solid and dominant victory at Silverstone. After fighting for the win at what we thought was same conditions against Muffin, then at the end, BB from somewhere, I don't know from where, he put a massive phase today and has made up a total of 6 seconds ahead of Muffin. And he's gonna take a more than deserved victory at Silverstone. But we will have to follow now the battle for the final podium place. It's Face Pantera at the back. Oh, and Bibi's got a penalty. Bibi's got a penalty at the end, but it doesn't really matter because he is 6.5 behind. Muffin is 6.5 behind, so he is not gonna be losing the place. Now it's almost a 7-second gap. Bibi is pushing as hard as he can. He wants to take fastest lap, I guess. 6.8. 6.9 is gonna be a 7-second gap. It's a mega gap. And here comes Space Pantera. Is gonna be his final chance. Now this time both on almost equal ERS conditions. Who will be finishing this race on P3 of the race? Here comes Space Pantera on this visitor of Paco. Paco's light is flashing, but Space Pantera's light is gonna be, might be flashing as well too, but here comes Face Pantera. They almost bang wheels. Who's gonna stay ahead? Paco sends it down the inside, going side by side through the final chicane. It's Bibi who wins the British Grand Prix. Muffin takes second off the race, and it's Face Pantera who takes P3. At the end, recovered that place and does a great fight back any podium today at Silverstone. Paco will finish in 4th. Urbina at the end takes P5 of the race. Freestaller P6, Elch on P7 of the race. Evelsuk will take P8, Atom Kev P9, and finally Big Boy will take P10, completing the points. Womax P11 at the moment, then Arin, then Angel, then Miris Mela, who, well, I think was the man that lost the most today. Also possibly in terms of the championship, I guess he is fighting for it. So it's been a mega loss of points for Miris Mela. And well, he met an Alpha Tauri at the end of his race. Oh, that is crazy. He will be seeing that Alpha Tauri, I think, for the rest of the week. But it's Bibi who's taken victory at Silverstone in great manner. Dominant and solid win by Bibi. Didn't got pole, but the race pace was a nuclear bomb. So we just waited on Juventino now. So this, oh, he got a puncture. He's got a puncture there. Well, as you see, the tires degrade really badly on this game. 9 levels stuck in this game. Seems like it might mean a puncture. At least for Juventino, it has been that way. Running with a flat tire his final kilometers, final meters of this race. Bibi wins the race, Muffin in second place. It's Pantera who completes the podium. Bibi also has taken the fastest lap by a big margin. Miris Mela, I think, was the closest one to it, but still just 6-10 behind. So yeah, you can see how dominant Bibi was today. Massive dominance there by the Hungarian driver. But anyway, that's all for today. So thanks to all for watching, thanks to all for racing as well, and we will be meeting next weekend for the final round before the break at the Austrian Grand Prix. So thanks to all once again, and goodbye.